We are live tonight from Fresno, California, inside a sold-out Slam Arena for Monday Night Raw. A week from Sunday, we head to Seattle for King and Queen of the Ring, but on this destination mark tonight, the Intercontinental Championship will headline. Last time out for Sami Zayn on Raw, he picked up a huge tag team victory over the Bloodline's enforcer Jacob Fatu. That earned him an Intercontinental Championship bout against the Street Champ Solo Sikoa in tonight's main event. And speaking of King and Queen of the Ring, the first round of those respective tournaments continues tonight. Lyra, Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, both of these women have tasted success before. Who is going to move on to the semifinals of the Queen of the Ring tournament? And kicking things off in moments right here in Fresno, the Punishment, Damian Priest meets the ruler, Femi, for the first time ever at a first-round match in the King of the Ring tournament.
It's my life in the box in front of me. Take talk in my arms, it's the soul of me. You walk by, as you see me lay face.
We are getting right down to the action inside the Slam Arena in Fresno. The King of the Ring tournament continues.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from New York City, weighing in at 249 pounds, Damian Priest!
There may be no man in this entire tournament more hell-bent on finding success than Damian Priest. Damian Priest very vocal last week after his victory over Chad Gable, not only saying he is hell-bent on winning the King of the Ring tournament and heading to SummerSlam to challenge for the WWE Championship, but obviously that looming issue with Finn Balor, who is property of Thursday Night SmackDown, that Damian Priest has not yet settled. Months of frustration and anger building up inside, but Damian Priest has got to use it to fuel him tonight. He has got one tall task ahead of him in the ruler. Femi has yet to see defeat since joining Monday Night Raw 3 months ago. The King of the Ring could be the platform to main event success for the ruler on Monday nights.
And his opponent from Lagos, Nigeria, weighing in at 273 pounds,
Well, let us take a look at how the King of the Ring has progressed thus far. Last week on Raw, Randy Orton defeating Jacob Fatu to move on to the semis. AJ Styles turning away Dominic Mysterio this past Thursday night on SmackDown. This coming Thursday, Big Bronson Reed and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes set for a King of the Ring first round clash. But it is up to Femi and Damian Priest to see who is going to take that final spot on the Raw side of the bracket. A one-on-one matchup against the Viper, Randy Orton. Next Monday night in Los Angeles is what awaits one of these superstars. The ruler, Femi, the Punishment, Damian Priest. What a colossal way to kick things off here on Monday Night Raw. It is the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. Every man looking to etch their names in the annals of history, and of course the winner of the crown a week from Sunday in Seattle will punch their ticket to SummerSlam in August to challenge for their brand's World Championship. One of these superstars that would be the WWE Championship here on Raw, which we of course found out yesterday will be decided at King and Queen of the Ring between Braun Breaker and the visionary Seth freaking Rollins. More on that later tonight here in Fresno, but right now Femi and Damian Priest turning this into a slugfest in the early moments. Femi knows a thing or two about winning tournaments. Won the breakout tournament down at NXT. It's what catapulted him to success in that brand. Former North American champion as well, and as we briefly talked about, undefeated since joining Monday Night Raw back in March. One of those victories includes a no disqualification matchup against the Aussie icon Grayson Waller, somebody who was really in the crosshairs of Femi for a couple of weeks there. What a victory it could be tonight if Femi can score what would no doubt be the biggest victory of his Monday Night Raw career thus far, if he can keep down a former four-time World Tag Team Champion in Damian Priest. Damian Priest, however, not going to make it easy for him. This is a man who has challenged for the WWE Championship in the past. This is the man who, in some way, shape, or form, has been a focal point of Monday Night Raw year after year. The only difference is for Damian Priest in 2025 is that he's doing it all alone. WWE Universe has really started to endear themselves to Damian Priest in recent months. I think a lot of them honestly feeling bad about what happened, going all the way back to that first Raw this season. Finn Balor stabbed Damian Priest in the back, and Priest has just been unable to get retribution. Of course, a big part of that having to do with Priest being sidelined a couple of times with some bruised ribs thanks to Finn Balor. And of course, the Judgment Day ultimately resides over on Thursday Night SmackDown. Damian Priest cannot be focused on those past issues here tonight. On Monday Night Raw, he's got to be focused on the heavyweight that he is opposing right now, and that is Femi, who turns things around with a massive German suplex. And these are two heavyweights, two heavy hitters, kicking things off tonight on Monday Night Raw. Gotta wonder if the Viper... Oh, wait a minute, hold that thought. Femi nearly slamming Priest dead sent through the ring. Priest able to survive, but Femi early on here, letting his physical prowess overcome Damian Priest. As we were mentioning, you gotta wonder if the Viper Randy Orton would have a preference on who he would like to wrestle next week in Los Angeles in the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament. No matter which way you add it up, it ain't gonna be an easy task for the Viper. Really just got by Jacob Fatu last week in the first round. Damian Priest or Femi. Certainly not gonna be an easy walk in the park for Randy Orton when we get to the Crypto.com arena in 7 nights. Damian Priest sidestepping Femi's high-risk attempt and turns it into a lariat that sends the big man inside and out, but Femi's still alive. And we knew when this matchup was signed on for the first round of the King of the Ring, it was going to bring fireworks, and so far it has done just that. Femi now sent over the top rope. Damian Priest, full head of steam. He's soaring through the skies of Soland Arena. We have yet to see Femi be in this kind of trouble since joining Monday Night Raw. It just comes with the territory of being inside of that ring, or I guess in this case, outside of the ring, with main event caliber talent like Damian Priest. Damian Priest never has lacked an edge. Brung this fight to the outside. He continues to use his surroundings to his advantage. Femi on wobbly foundation, and Damian Priest just brings him right back down to size. Damian Priest, the veteran in this situation. Femi, although has been a great success so far here on Monday Night Raw and during his time at NXT, only has a handful of years in this industry. Can't teach experience, and that is something that Damian Priest has got over the ruler. And Damian Priest just wiping out Femi with that leaping discus leg lariat. Oh my goodness, he nearly had it. He nearly had this matchup put away, but Femi's still alive. I'm gonna correct my grammar there. I don't think that was necessarily a leg lariat, more of a big boot. Damian Priest moving so fast on our screens, it was hard to see him. But Femi, either way, letting adrenaline fuel him tonight, absorbing the punishment from the man himself, and now is trying to rally a comeback here in Fresno. Femi now hoisting Damian Priest right to his feet. Priest now brought into the corner by the muscle that is the ruler. Femi could be on the verge of the biggest victory of his young career. Choke slamming Damian Priest off the middle rope. And Damian Priest emphatically kicks out at 1. What a matchup thus far here on Monday Night Raw. Fresno in appreciation of what is slowly but surely becoming 2 fan favorites amongst the WWE Universe. Damian Priest, normally the one, delivering some kind of choke slam, that being the south of heaven. Femi dishing one right back to him, and there's a backbreaker this time, which nearly puts Priest away. This is where we see what Femi is truly made of. Oh man, as he sends Damian Priest over the top rope with a belly-to-belly out of the ring. Femi is really yet to see great amounts of adversity here on Monday Night Raw. Has not wrestled in this deep of waters since joining the Red Brand against such high-level talent like Damian Priest. How will Femi continue to adapt to this situation? He cannot allow himself to get frustrated with the ever-growing resilience of his opponent. In control right now, however. Hanging Damian Priest up on the barricade on the outside moments after that belly-to-belly. Does not take a genius to figure out that Damian Priest may be in trouble. Femi now sending Damian Priest into the corner again. Full head of steam. Throwing all his body weight behind it. Scooping up Priest. And you can bet, we should say, where he was going. Slamming Priest right down to the canvas. And Femi's rise here on Monday Night Raw is going to be fun to watch. Dare I say, an undeniable talent. Future main event star, no doubt about it. The question is the King of the Ring tournament this year going to be the launching pad for the ruler, or will Damian Priest be able to overcome this offense? Looked like Femi was going for a shoulder block. Priest able to have it scouted now. Full head of steam takes Femi off his feet. A slight hesitation by Femi. Damian Priest on the sidestep. And now Priest is scaling the ropes. Takes Femi off his feet once more. All kinds of fired up is the Archer of Infamy. Stomping away on the ruler, who's looking up at the lights of Arena. Priest off the top. Damian Priest has never been afraid to fly high in the sky, but unfortunately for him, it's not enough to put the exclamation point on this match. They've got a barn burner here in the middle of Fresno, kicking things off on Monday Night Raw. Femi now trying to survive, dishing some shots right back to Damian Priest. Priest off the reversal, elbow to the jawline, throwing some strikes of his own. Damian Priest at times has been called the Street King. He ain't never been afraid to break things down to a brawl. But that power of Femi may be too much for even Priest to handle. You see the fatigue on both of these men's body language as Femi just drags Damian Priest back to his feet. If it weren't for the corner right now, Damian Priest would just be collapsing, and there you go. Femi has got Damian Priest weakened. You also got to keep in mind here, this is the longest matchup Damian Priest has wrestled in a couple of months here in WWE. Due to those injuries caused by Finn Balor, Priest has been in and out of action numerous times. It's the first time we're seeing him in deep waters. South of heaven on Femi. Femi's still alive. Damian Priest can't believe it. Just as we were questioning if Damian Priest had enough left in the tank. Levels Femi with that clothesline. Moments after the delivery of the South of Heaven. which normally puts opponents 6 feet under, at least long enough for a 3 count. But somehow the ruler's still alive, and Priest just ran right into him at ringside. Damian Priest got to be racking his brain, wondering what the hell he's got to do to keep down this young, hungry, and tough Femi. Damian Priest, all of a sudden, is the one fighting an uphill battle as he just gets folded up like an accordion at ringside. The winner of this matchup moves directly into the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament next Monday night on Raw. We'll be live from Los Angeles. Randy Orton awaits the winner. Of course, the winner of that matchup moves directly a week from Sunday into Seattle, where they meet the winner of the SmackDown side of the bracket in the King of the Ring final. Well, the Femi now! Second time in this matchup he's tried to come off the middle rope, and it's the second time that's the charm. Just a body splash takes Damian Priest and leaves him possibly 6 feet under. Oh, but now going for a dose, but went to the well too many times. That is the naivety. That is Femi being young in his career and overcommitting. Damian Priest had it scouted, and now a kick right to the side of the dome. Femi may have had a chance to put this matchup away, but elected to go high risk, high reward for a second time. And they don't call it high risk, high reward for no reason. Split the difference off those body splashes, and Damian Priest again goes back to the well with what is connected throughout this matchup. That big boot knocks the ruler down, but I don't think Damian Priest is done yet. Already delivered one south of heaven. That wasn't good enough. The hell else does Damian Priest have in the tank that Femi hasn't felt yet? Oba now hoisted on top. I don't like this for the ruler. Whatever Damian Priest has got in mind, it could be disastrous. However, Femi not looking to find out. Able to get the hell out of dodge with Damian Priest once again with an uppercut. Fatigue written all over Femi. Not used to wrestling in these championship rounds, if you will. We said it might be disastrous for the ruler. Frankensteiner by Priest. Dead center of the ring. Femi may be in trouble. He's going for a ride south of heaven number 2. This one is over. The punishment, Damian Priest. Extending the hand to the ruler Femi. Tonight wasn't Oba's night, but one day it will be. An incredible contest in the midst of the first round of the King of the Ring tournament, which sees the punishment, Damian Priest, moving on to the semifinals. Next Monday night, live from Los Angeles on Monday Night Raw, Damian Priest will go one-on-one with the Apex Predator Randy Orton in the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament. What a matchup that is going to be, live from the City of Angels. This summer, destiny awaits. On Sunday, July 6th, from T-Mobile Park, in the heart of the Emerald City, Seattle, Washington, WWE presents a night where careers are changed forever. King and Queen of the Ring. A tournament built on tradition, fueled by ambition, and crowned in glory. Superstars will battle through the brackets, but only 2 will rise to claim the throne and wear the crown. Who will make history? Who will rule the ring? We find out live on July 6th at WWE King and Queen of the Ring. I still see how We take you back to last Monday night on Raw, where Imperium's Ludwig Kaiser was set for a little bit of a grudge match against the undisputed WWE Champion, Braun Breaker. Kaiser impressed throughout the battle, but in the back half, it was meaner than evil. The badass himself, Braun Breaker, taking over and putting Ludwig Kaiser down on his road to victory. The undisputed WWE Champion on top of the world. That was until he was interrupted by the visionary, the revolutionary, Seth freaking Rollins, who weeks prior to Clash at the Castle promised he would be coming for the gold. Last week he extended the hand to Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker would meet him in the middle, and as of this past weekend, it has officially been confirmed that coming up 1 week from Sunday, July the 6th in T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Seth freaking Rollins will challenge the badass Braun Breaker for the undisputed WWE Championship. Breaker has defeated Rollins in a triple threat match before, but Rollins brings a different game plan when it's one-on-one live in Seattle. Cannot wait to get to Seattle, Washington, inside T-Mobile Park at King and Queen of the Ring, Sunday night, July the 6th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. But we are back live here in Fresno, California, the Saland Arena, and the new Women's Intercontinental Champion, Alba Fire of the Unholy Union, is set for action against one of the women's division's veterans in Candice LeRae. A lot of opportunity in the women's division at the given moment. Of course, the Queen of the Ring tournament continuing to progress. We await Lyra Valkyria versus Tiffany Stratton later tonight. But right now, the woman who defeated Lyra Valkyria back at Clash at the Castle in the kickoff show for No Nation Gaming Channel member Scotland's own Alba Fire inside of the ring right now with a woman who I'm sure would love an opportunity at said Intercontinental Championship. The Unholy Union slowly but surely just intertwining themselves in the championship pictures here on Raw over the last few months. Alba Fire getting that opportunity a couple of weeks back at Clash at the Castle, and albeit it came with a little bit of help from the White Witch herself, Isla Dawn, who looms at ringside, but nonetheless, Alba Fire defeating Lyra Valkyria on that night in Glasgow. Alba Fire, the second ever Women's Intercontinental Champion, and now kicks off that reign right here tonight in Fresno. I'm sure it's looking to turn away the competition in her first outing. Candice LeRae, a woman who has spent most of her time on SmackDown over the last few years, was drafted to Monday Night Raw back in the draft in March. Now seeing some action tonight, and what a way to get right into the line of fire. She was able to keep down, no pun intended, but Alba Fire, the Women's Intercontinental Champion. I want to talk about all the opportunity that looms in the division right now. Of course, the Queen of the Ring, most important at the given moment. Rhea Ripley, the WWE Women's Champion, certainly has a target on her back. We've seen several women gunning for Rhea Ripley in recent months. Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, Tiffany Stratton, Nia Jax, everybody looking to get their hands on the Nightmare. Epic six-woman tag team matchup that we are going to take some highlights from and take a look at from Beach Blast this past Saturday in just a bit here on Raw. Right now, Candice LeRae bringing the fight to the Intercontinental Champion Alba Fire off the Tornado DDT, and now double springboard into the head scissors takedown by the veteran. You're going to say what you will about Candice LeRae. Might not see a lot of action in recent months. When she steps foot inside of that ring, she is bringing her A game. She is a veteran of this business. Has a lot of history right here in California in the PWG promotion. Candice LeRae, known especially to these fans in Cali as one of the toughest women to ever grace a squared circle. Unfortunately for her, she's outnumbered by Unholy Union tonight, and her opponent is somebody who sits at one of the helms of Monday Night Raw right now, and that's Alba Fire. Alba Fire knew what it was like to hold championship gold. She's a former NXT United Kingdom Women's Champion. And after 2 years, has finally found some main roster gold. Back at Clash of the Castle, turning away the inaugural holder of that Intercontinental title in Lyra Valkyria. See how Lyra's going to bounce back tonight in her first match since winning the gold. She takes on former Women's Champion in Tiffany Stratton. That's coming up later tonight here on Raw. First round matchup in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Right now, all eyes on the current holder of the hardware in Alba Fire, who looks to send a message to the rest of the division tonight. Turning away a veteran like Candice LeRae does not come easy, and if Alba Fire wants to continue to solidify her spot in this division, she's got to get victory where it matters most. Does not want to fall short, even if it is in a non-title matchup. Even in her first matchup since winning the title. Candice LeRae, however, giving Alba Fire a fight. Candice looking for opportunities here on Raw. And with maneuvers like that, she could certainly be one step closer to doing so. Springboard, Poison Rana. Taking down one half of the Unholy Union. I'll tell you what, Candice LeRae finds a way to secure victory tonight. She may find herself front of the line, #1 contender for that very Women's Intercontinental Championship. Has been one of the center focuses of the discussion in the midst of this matchup. Candice continuing to keep the foot on the gas pedal off the middle rope this time. Looked to be going for a crossbody of sorts, but Alba Fire sidestepped. Now Fire muscles her down to the canvas, and the Intercontinental Champion's going into the submission hold. Candice LeRae trying to hold on here, far away from the ropes, but there's the grittiness of the veteran. Getting her way out of that submission. Oh, hold on here. Isla Dawn momentarily distracted Candice LeRae, and it comes back to bite her. The Poison Pixie eating the canvas for Monday Night Dinner, and now Alba Fire with a swanton bomb off the top rope. The maneuver that won her the gold back in Glasgow is the maneuver that wins it tonight, live in Fresno.
Here is your winner, Alba Fire!
Alba Fire and the Unholy Union entirely continuing to make their mark here on Monday Night Raw. The new Women's Intercontinental Champion getting ready to kickstart what could be an incredibly dominant reign over the women's division. Well, we shift gears to this past Saturday night at Beach Blast, the live event for No Nation Gaming channel members. An epic 6-woman tag team matchup jam-packed with all-stars from Monday Night Raw. WWE Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, newcomer Stephanie Vaquer, and veteran Alexa Bliss taking on Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, and somehow, someway, they were able to recruit the colossal Nia Jax. It was action-packed to say the least in the middle of the Honda Center in Anaheim just 48 hours ago. But in the final moments of the matchup, it was Cora Jade, double underhook DDT to Alexa Bliss, Nia and Roxanne taking out the competition at ringside, and a huge 6-woman tag team victory for Roxanne, Cora Jade, and the woman about to make her way down the aisle. The irresistible force, Nia Jax, wants her shot at the gold.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from San Diego, California, Nia Jax.
Nia Jax finds herself back inside the ring with the women's champion Rhea Ripley. Opportunity at the highest. It's coming up live next here on Monday Night Raw. Can't get enough universe mode? PLE kickoff shows, live events, all exclusive to No Nation Gaming channel members. Hit the join button down below and gain access to more universe than ever before. The mood just changes when this woman enters the room. The WWE Women's Champion, Rhea Bloody Ripley.
And her opponent from Adelaide, South Australia, the WWE Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley.
Now, we talked about it on Saturday night at Beach Blast. Rhea Ripley overall has had an incredible 2025. Winning the Royal Rumble matchup back in January, Nia Jax, one of the women who was last eliminated on Rhea's route to victory all those months ago. Of course, winning the Women's Championship back at WrestleMania. Since then, she has retained it against Tiffany Stratton at Backlash, Roxanne Perez at Clash at the Castle. But there is an entire division worth of women that are targeting Rhea Ripley and the gold that is over her shoulder. Nia Jax looking to hit that target tonight. Looking to put Rhea Ripley down and solidify her spot as #1 contender. But as many women have found out over the years, defeating Rhea Ripley between those ropes is not an easy task. And unfortunately for the rest of the division, Rhea just continues to get better. And that is why she holds the gold today. But as great as Rhea Ripley is, that does not mean this is going to be an easy walk in the park here tonight. Hold on here. Oh, wait a minute. The prodigy Roxanne Perez making her way down the ringside, and clearly Rhea Ripley a little bit bothered by her presence. We got a contest between Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley, but it looks like Roxanne Perez is coming to get a front row seat. Well, even though Roxanne Perez was defeated by Ripley back in Glasgow, Scotland, it does not mean her destination of wanting to win the Women's Championship has been put on pause. Well, the bell has sounded. Nia Jax trying to take advantage of the distraction, but Rhea Ripley now trying to focus up and get the going against Nia Jax here tonight. It's not going to be easy for either one of these women to find the 3 count. Nia Jax, however, going to do her damnedest as she is hot off the races and bringing the fight to the nightmare. It's not the first time in recent months that Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley have crossed paths. There's been a couple of occasions that these two women have touched inside of that ring. Unfortunately for Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley does own a pinfall victory over the Irresistible Force. Nia Jax, ever emphatic, ever disrespectful, doesn't give a damn who Rhea Ripley is or thinks she is. I'm sure Nia Jax doesn't really take too kindly to Roxanne Perez or even Cora Jade either, but she saw the opportunity that was presented to herself in the midst of that 6-woman tag team matchup. She played nice with her partners on Saturday, and it ended up working out in her favor, and now look at Nia. Back inside the ring in this one-on-one matchup with Rhea Ripley. Nia Jax is going to be grinning ear to ear, knowing that she could have a Women's Championship matchup on the horizon. Face first off the canvas goes Rhea Ripley. Nia Jax, however, unable to put Rhea away that time. Going to take a little bit more, dare I say a lot more, to keep down the Women's Champion. Who has fought from the bottom of this division back up to the top. Really hit ground zero late last year, and was forced to rise to the occasion or fade into the oblivion. You can rewind the clock a couple of minutes and look at Rhea Ripley's entrance to find out which one she did. There's a reason she's the champion today, and it's not because she turned away challenges like Nia Jax. Rhea now trying to take the fight to the Irresistible Force. It's like running into a brick wall. It's gotta be. Oof. Nia's just not giving Rhea anything, not budging at all. Catching the boot of the nightmare. And now Nia Jax showing Rhea how it's done. Rhea Ripley also maybe thrown off her game a little bit with the fact that the prodigy Roxanne Perez is elected to sit at ringside and get a front row seat here tonight. Roxanne just continuing to be in the crosshairs of the nightmare in recent weeks. Saw last week on Raw, Stephanie Vaquer debuting in a successful manner, eliminating Cora Jade from the Queen of the Ring tournament. Roxanne Perez attacking Stephanie Vaquer after that matchup. Rhea Ripley came to La Primera's aid. It was certainly a message sent by Roxanne Perez that she is far from done in her pursuit of gold. Nia Jax. Wait a minute! Rhea Ripley! Reversal that time! Just like we saw on Saturday night, a feat of strength for the nightmare. Able to use Nia's own momentum against her. Power bombed her off the reversal, and now sends her over the top rope with a big boot. Nia trying to get to her feet, but has got to be feeling a little bit shaken up. After Rhea Ripley has come to play. Headbutt that time. Oh, but Nia Jax reaching out, grabbing the rope. This thing far from over in the middle of Fresno, California. And Rhea Ripley so impressive. So that reverse Alabama slam over the top rope. Used the ropes to her advantage on Saturday night at Beach Blast in the midst of that 6-woman tag team matchup. Now the power bomb, but now Nia Jax is looking to tame Rhea Ripley with this bear hug. Rhea so powerful, so strong, certainly has that intestinal fortitude that can make or break a champion. Nia Jax trying to do the ladder and break Rhea Ripley in two tonight. Rhea just struggling to get any sort of contained offense in this matchup. She gets taken off her feet again by the ever powerful, ever dominating, ever intimidating Nia Jax. And that's saying something considering she's in the ring with one of the most dominating women this industry's ever seen. Nia now on top with Rhea. Could be going for a Samoan drop of sorts. Rhea counters. Sunset flip into the powerbomb. What a reversal by the Nightmare. I don't think Nia saw that coming. Nia Jax a little bit shaken up. Now set to the ropes. Rhea Ripley trying to go on the attack. Rhea Ripley playing dodge, dodge with Nia Jax. Now these two women coming to blows dead center of the ring. Rhea unloading on Jax, just trying to get some sustained momentum, and Roxanne Perez attacking Rhea Ripley now. Oh, well, referee Rod Zapata forced to throw this matchup out. Rhea Ripley's gonna win it by disqualification as the prodigy Roxanne Perez just cutting Rhea Ripley's momentum down. Well, Nia Jax can't be too happy about that, losing this matchup via disqualification, but Roxanne Perez taking the spotlight for herself. A pop rocks to the women's champion. Roxanne far from done. Oh, wait a minute here. Now Cora Jade's coming to ringside. Cora Jade's at ringside, all the while Rhea Ripley's in the ring. Cora sliding a steel chair to her tag team partner and best friend. Oh, Rhea's in trouble. Oh, wait a minute. La Primera. Stephanie McCare's now out here. And chasing off Cora and Roxanne and coming to the aid of Rhea Ripley. Well, Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez, former women's tag team champions. They know a thing or two about what happened this past Thursday night on SmackDown when the women that defeated them back at WrestleMania, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, made their presence felt as they stood eye to eye with Bayley and Naomi, seemingly calling a shot at who they want to be their next challengers. We can confirm that coming up a week from Sunday in Seattle, Bayley and Naomi will indeed get the shot at Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. The Women's Tag Team Championship will be on the line in the middle of T-Mobile Park, live from Seattle. Oh, wait a minute. We need some cameras back inside the Saland Arena. Something's going on in the midst of the WWE Universe. Oh, it's John Cena and it's Gunther. Well, a brawl has broken out here in Fresno, California. These two men picking up where they left off last Monday night on Raw. John Cena returning last week, announcing that he will retire next year at WrestleMania, that he's en route to trying to win his 17th world title. That announcement was interrupted by the ring general Gunther, who ambushed John Cena. These two men with history dating back to WrestleMania and farther. Gunther was put through the announce table last Monday night by John Cena off an attitude adjustment, and I gotta assume that Gunther's the one who started this fight. Well, we knew John Cena was gonna be the house in some way, shape, or form tonight, but we didn't know Gunther was gonna make it on his. Well, John Cena sent over the barricade. This fight has been taken down the ringside. You gotta believe Gunther must have ambushed John Cena in the backstage area here at Fresno. Well, this is not good for the franchise. Back here, where the fight was taken last week, where Gunther was sent through the announce table by the future Hall of Famer. But John Cena, just like he did last week, gonna fight back and give the ring general hell. Oh man, these two men with issues dating all the way back to this past October on SmackDown. Cena defeating Gunther back at WrestleMania. And then returned to Raw last week for the first time since then. Gunther hasn't forgotten. You thought Gunther was going to be in a good mood after his victory against CM Punk at Clash at the Castle, but John Cena's presence, seeing John Cena in his eyesight, just ignited something in the ring general. I don't even know if Gunther was anticipating this tonight. Out here in a three-piece suit, taking the fight to John Cena in a ball cap and shirt. Well, this is not a match, ladies and gentlemen. This is a brawl that is picking up right where we left off last week in Sacramento. I don't like this. Gunther clearly more prepared. John Cena thrown off his game. The ring general. Power bomb to Cena at ringside. Man, it has been a chaotic couple of minutes here in Fresno, and now John Cena looking up at the lights of Soland Arena. All thanks to the ring general, Gunther. Oh, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. CM Punk. CM Punk booking it down the aisle. And Punk going after Gunther. Oh, what Punk said last week, moments before he took a shot at Ludwig Kaiser, that the issues between him and the ring general were far from done. CM Punk said this isn't over until he punts Gunther to sleep with a GTS and pins his shoulders 1, 2, 3. Well, John Cena being held to the back by officials through the WWE Universe, but that does not help the brawl that has now commenced in the middle of the squared circle between former Clash at the Castle opponents, CM Punk and Gunther. Punk coming to even the odds per se and go after the man he's got some history with. And Gunther sent to the outside. Isn't that a familiar sight? You know, Gunther's the one who a couple of months ago picked the fight with CM Punk. Now it's seemingly the one, or I should say it's seemingly CM Punk who's the one continuously picking the fight with Gunther, hell-bent on some payback and retribution. Oh! Gunther taken down with a series of blows by the Second City Saint. The self-proclaimed best in the world is not done with the ring general yet. Well, Gunther getting to his feet. CM Punk saying, you know what, fine, that's not good enough. Let's keep this fight going. Oh, no. The referee Adrian Butler's out here with eyes on these two men, but we're going to need the entire locker room to empty to keep these two men apart, especially to keep CM Punk off the man that defeated him back in Glasgow, Scotland. This is a rivalry that continues to brew over the last few months on Monday Night Raw. Gunther thought he put it behind him at Clash at the Castle, but CM Punk says he's going to be the one right in the final chapter to this story. From laying out John Cena, and now he's got CM Punk in his grasp. The ring general about to make an ultimate statement. Punk now unloading on Gunther. He's got Gunther up. GTS on the top of the stage. Well, I don't think Punk's going to be satisfied until he's able to pin Gunther's shoulders to the mat. But tonight, a little pound of flesh was taken. This summer, destiny awaits. On Sunday, July 6th, from T-Mobile Park, in the heart of the Emerald City, Seattle, Washington, WWE presents a night where careers are changed forever. King and Queen of the Ring. A tournament built on tradition, fueled by ambition, and crowned in glory. Superstars will battle through the brackets, but only two will rise to claim the throne and wear the crown. Who will make history? Who will rule the ring? We find out live on July 6th at WWE King and Queen of the Ring. We're back live on Monday Night Raw. And the Queen of the Ring tournament set to continue in the middle of Fresno. The former inaugural Intercontinental Champion makes her way down the aisle, looking to find her new path on Raw.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Dublin, Ireland, Lyra, Valkyria.
Let us take a closer look at the Queen of the Ring bracket thus far. Stephanie McMahon in her Monday Night Raw debut, defeating Cora Jade last week. Over on the SmackDown side, Liv Morgan turning away the United States Champion Kairi Sane. This Thursday, the beautiful Madness Julia takes on Piper Niven. But right here tonight on Monday Night Raw, a former Intercontinental Champion in Lyra Valkyria meets a former Women's Champion in Tiffany Stratton. Two of the great stars of the Monday Night Raw Women's Division, both looking to find a new path in the midst of the Queen of the Ring. There has been only one other Queen of the Ring tournament before, and it was won by that woman, Tiffany Stratton, who won the tournament last September. It catapulted her to Women's Championship success. Can she repeat history starting tonight and slowly but surely punch her ticket to SummerSlam in August?
And her opponent from Prior Lake, Minnesota, Tiffany Stratton.
Well, Tiffany Stratton in a bit of a rough patch at the given moment since losing the WWE Women's Championship to Rhea Ripley back in the beginning of March at WrestleMania. Tiffany Stratton slowly starting to bounce back, had singles victories over both Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, but once again fell short to Rhea Ripley at Backlash in April. Of course, herself and Nia Jax challenging for the Women's Tag Team Championship last month at Saturday night's main event. That was unsuccessful. Now Tiffany Stratton meets Lyra Valkyria in this first round Queen of the Ring tournament matchup. It should be a good one here. Live from the Saland Arena in Fresno. Lyra Valkyria hot out of the gate, looking for the quick victory. Gonna take a lot more to keep down Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton knows it takes guts, it takes resilience, it takes survival instincts to win this tournament, as she's the only one who's ever done it. Taking Lyra off her feet with that discus clothesline. Tiffany Stratton late last year breaking out here on Monday Night Raw, thanks to the Queen of the Ring tournament. Within a blink of an eye, it seemed, became the women's champion by defeating Bianca Belair at Survivor Series, defeated Charlotte Flair in retention of that gold back in January in Madison Square Garden at the Royal Rumble. Tiffany Stratton has seen the highest of highs in the women's division here on Monday Night Raw. Now is looking to repeat history. Could start by going through Lyra Valkyria tonight. But Lyra, with her own mindset, on championship gold, going for the drop kick out of the ring. But Tiffany Stratton did her homework. Lyra crashes and burns. Signature maneuver out of the arsenal of Valkyria. That drop kick from the ring to the outside. Tiffany Stratton reading the playbook wisely en route to Fresno tonight. Tiffany Stratton trying to get out of this rough patch starting tonight. Trying to go through 3 rounds of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Not only wear the crown for the second year in a row, but find her path to SummerSlam, where she could challenge for the Women's Championship once more and try to become a 2-time champion. Drop kick and Lyra Valkyria nearly out of her boots that time, and now Stratton showing her agility with the moonsault. Into the cover goes the inaugural Queen of the Ring. It's not over yet. Couple of history makers inside of the ring. First ever Queen of the Ring tournament winner in Tiffany Stratton. First ever Women's Intercontinental Champion in Lyra Valkyria. Both women now trying to see what is going to be next for them on Monday Night Raw. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Now Tiffany Stratton going to continue to work on the back of Lyra Valkyria, at least momentarily. Tiffany Stratton, all the tools to be a success. She's got a lot of years ahead of her, still so young in her career. Has already found so much great success. Just imagine what it's going to be in the years to come for Stratton. Only thing is that Next chapter may not start being written tonight if Lyra Valkyria has anything to say about it. Tilt-a-whirl, head scissors takedown. Sounds like Fresno may be behind Lyra Valkyria here, as the Irish-born superstar gets caught. Tiffany Stratton off the reversal. Lyra Valkyria gives a reversal right back and outplants her with a DDT. Trying to rearrange those pretty features of the Buff Barbie. Lyra now, middle rope cross body. Soaring through the skies like the Raven she can believe she is, and now a standing moonsault of her own to advance to the semifinals next week. Not over yet. La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer, who debuted on Monday Night Raw just 7 nights ago. Gonna await the winner of this contest next Monday night in Los Angeles in the semifinals of the entire tournament. Mid-ziguri by Lyra. Series of strikes by Valkyria. Lyra loves to go high risk, loves to throw strikes, really her best two suits in her arsenal now. On top, Tiffany Stratton in the drop zone. Here's Valkyria with a clothesline. Throwing all of her weight behind it. Taking Stratton off her feet once more. And now another kick to the abdominal. Plants Tiffany Stratton right on her crown. That may be all she wrote. Not just yet, Tiffany Stratton still alive. Lyra Valkyria, like a couple of bricks, just stacking the offense one at a time. But Tiffany Stratton has been here before, has participated and won the Queen of the Ring, and is looking to do it again. Down goes Lyra Valkyria by hands of Tiffy Time herself. Lyra getting sent into the corner. Here's Stratton showcasing that Olympic-level gymnast background as she just makes Lyra Valkyria go splat out of the corner. You look at last year's Queen of the Ring tournament, Tiffany Stratton turning away names like Natalya, Bayley, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez to win the entire thing. Her road to success could start with Lyra Valkyria tonight. A swanton bomb by Stratton. But Valkyria barely able to survive. And we saw an incredible contest earlier tonight here in Fresno between Damian Priest and Femi in the midst of the King of the Ring tournament. Now in the Queen of the Ring, first round contest. It's Lyra Valkyria and Tiffany Stratton putting their best feet forward. Lyra crawling to the corner, trying to regain her composure, but just gets sent right to the LED post. They can take out the shoulder of Lyra Valkyria, cause a dislocation. That happens. You ain't gonna see no Nightwing, you ain't gonna see no strikes. You're gonna see Tiffany Stratton coasting to victory. Valkyria off the reversal, another enziguri. Lyra can be so quick inside of that ring. Tiffany Stratton barely saw it coming and now sent into the corner. The Bird Lady herself trying to rally here in Fresno. Oh, there's another reversal by Tiffany. And Tiffany Stratton has defeated veterans of this industry already. Sometimes it seems like she has been in this business for more years than she has. Incredible talent is Tiffany Stratton. But so is the inaugural Irish-born Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria, who catches Stratton that time with a guillotine leg drop. Lyra scales the ropes, looking to soar. Leg drop barely connects, but just got enough of Stratton right on the back of the neck. And it's another near fall, but Tiffany Stratton may just want it more tonight. Lyra Valkyria again in this matchup, taking things off the soles of her boots, but it's not enough. And now Stratton, Alabama Slammer, directly into the pinfall to advance to LA. Not just yet, Lyra Valkyria is the one kicking out this time. The former NXT North American Champion and former NXT Women's Champion La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer, awaits the winner of this matchup next Monday night in Crypto.com Arena in the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, in the semifinals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Who is it gonna be? Move it on. Tiffany Stratton just trying to keep her foot on the gas pedal, but she better not get overconfident. Lyra Valkyria is hurt, yes, but she is not down just yet. Both of these women coming into this tournament, coming off some recent losses. Lyra Valkyria losing her Intercontinental title, a Clash at the Castle. Tiffany Stratton, along with Nia Jax, falling short last month at Saturday night's main event to win the Women's Tag Team Championship. Lyra gets out of the way that time and drops Strat with an EDT. Again, Lyra Valkyria very quick to get out of the way, using her quick wits, both in her mind and her physical prowess. Now scales the rope once more. Lyra going for a double stomp right on the rib cage, but Stratton able to move now into the schoolboy. Might steal the victory over Valkyria, not just yet. Lyra trying to crush Tiffany Stratton. Luckily for Stratton's sake, was able to avoid disaster. Tiffany Stratton tried for the schoolboy pinfall, trying to get this matchup done and put away, but Lyra Valkyria still able to survive. Unfortunately for Lyra, though, Stratton still got her foot on the gas pedal. She's heading back to the middle rope, goes for the crossbody, but Lyra just backpedaled enough. Unloading now, couple of knees, down goes Stratton again. Lyra Valkyria avoided disaster that time, just as Tiffany did. Both women go at high risk, unfortunately have not found the reward. Stratton now brought back to the soles of her boot by Valkyria. Lyra elects for the Frankensteiner. Stratton now in the drop zone. Lyra's going back up and delivers the pair of boots, knocking all the wind out of the sails of a former women's champion. Stratton, wobbly foundation, now on the shoulders. Nightwing by Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria is moving on to the semifinals.
Here is your winner, Lyra Valkyria.
Unfortunately, the rough patch for the inaugural Queen of the Ring winner is going to continue as Lyra Valkyria continues to be a history maker. A huge victory over a former women's champion in the Buff Barbie, Tiffany Stratton, here tonight. And the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion may no longer be the holder of that hardware, but what she does have is a spot in the semifinals. Next Monday night in Los Angeles, Lyra Valkyria goes one-on-one with La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer, in the semifinals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. The winner's gonna punch their ticket to a week from Sunday in Seattle. And of course, also coming up next Monday night on Raw, we found out earlier tonight in the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament, the Punishment, Damian Priest, is gonna lock horns with the Apex Predator, Randy Orton. What a matchup that's gonna be next week when we take you back to last week in Sacramento on Raw, when the brewing rivalry between the D'Angelo family and Legado del Fantasma took center stage. Tony D'Angelo seemingly closing on victory, but Los Garza's Angel taking the Don's eye off the ball. The Emperor of Lucha Libre, Santos Escobar, taking advantage of the distraction and swiping away victory from Tony D. But speaking of the Don on Monday Night Raw, he threw out the challenge and Santos Escobar accepts. Not only will they meet in a rematch next week, but they're leaving the families behind. It is promised to be mano a mano, Tony D versus Santos Escobar next Monday night. And what about what happened in the closing moments of Raw last week? The shocking arrival of what we found out to be the Wyatt Six, who interrupted a huge DIY World Tag Team Championship celebration with a very eerie presence of this new formidable faction will be live and in living color next Monday night in Los Angeles. The Wyatt Six and some iteration of them will be in action 7 nights from tonight on Monday Night Raw. Can't get enough universe mode? PLE kickoff shows, live events, all exclusive to Noah Nation Gaming channel members. Hit the join button down below and gain access to more universe than ever before. Well, it was just a bit ago here in Fresno that Gunther and John Cena came brawling through the WWE Universe. The ring general laying out the franchise with a powerbomb at ringside. The Second City Saint, CM Punk, coming to the aid. Of course, his recent issues with Gunther culminating in a GTS at the top of the stage. Chaos just a bit ago in Fresno, but we can confirm that the fight is on its way to Seattle. Just signed for King and Queen of the Ring. Ludwig Kaiser and Gunther of Imperium will take on the mega unit of CM Punk and John Cena. What a tag team matchup this is going to be a week from Sunday in Seattle at King and Queen of the Ring.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it's for the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
But it is main event time here on Monday Night Raw. The Intercontinental Championship up for grabs in the middle of Saland Arena in Fresno, California. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have had a bloodline problem over the last few months, but what better way to stick it to that unit than taking away the Intercontinental Championship here tonight? Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa taking Sami and Kevin's spot in that #1 contenders tournament for the World Tag Team Championship several weeks ago. Kevin Owens outnumbered by Solo and Jacob Fatu at Backlash in April in his attempt to win the Intercontinental title. Jacob Fatu has left both of these men laying, but Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens finally giving the Bloodline a crack in their armor when they met in that massive tag team matchup a couple of weeks ago, and Sami Zayn pinned the shoulders of the Bloodline's enforcer, the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu. Undeniable, after those events, who was going to be next in line for Solo Sikoa's gold, and you're looking at him, the #1 contender and a former Intercontinental Champion in his own right, Sami Zayn. A tall task, but nothing Sami Zayn is unfamiliar with. And I'll tell you what, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, very used to dealing with numbers games, but that doesn't mean they necessarily welcome it. Solo Sikoa walks down the ring tonight as a leader with his army behind him. Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Jacob Fatu, all in support of the Street Champ, the reigning, defending Intercontinental Champion, and dare I say, the most dangerous version of Solo Sikoa we have ever seen. Solo winning that championship in a Philadelphia street fight against Big Bronson Reed back in WrestleMania. He has since retained the gold in a rematch against Reed. He defeated Kevin Owens at Backlash, and now he puts the gold on the line once more. Sami Zayn pinning Jacob Fatu in that tag team matchup, yes, one that Solo Sikoa was involved in. But when that title's on the line, when the numbers are in the Bloodline's corner, and when Solo Sikoa is the one you are dealing with, Sami Zayn is in for war tonight in the middle of Fresno. That is a scary looking 4-man unit. Solo Sikoa wears that championship proudly. He was in search, in hunt of that championship gold for months here on Monday Night Raw. And you best believe he is not gonna let it go without a fight. Sami Zayn may have Kevin Owens in his corner, but the number's still in the Bloodline's favor. But it is one-on-one. Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, the Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Let us send things down to Alicia Taylor.
Introducing the challenger from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 212 pounds, Sami Zayn! And his opponent from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 250 pounds, the WWE Intercontinental Champion, Solo Sikoa!
Almost a death-like stare out of Solo Sikoa over to Sami Zayn as he hands over the Intercontinental Championship to referee Rod Zapata, and Sami Zayn takes a gaze into the gold. He has held that very championship before. This time last year, he was the Intercontinental Champion here on Raw. But how much has changed in the last 12 months for these two men alone? It is main event time here in Fresno. The bell has sounded and the Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Sami Zayn's gonna have to do his best to keep an eye on the Tongans and Jacob Fatu at ringside. Kevin Owens backing Sami Zayn tonight. But still, the numbers in the Bloodline's favor. Sami Zayn throwing some strikes with Solo in the early going. I don't know if that's wise when you're up against the street champ, but Sami Zayn, the underdog from the underground, has made a career of being in situations like this. Solo just knocking him down to size with one uppercut. I am sure Solo Sikoa would love to meticulously pick apart Sami Zayn right in front of his best friend Kevin Owens and make a loud and proud statement on his way to victory. Solo Sikoa has really reshaped the image, reshaped the foundation of the Bloodline in recent months. One Bloodline that was torn apart by the Judgment Day last summer and into the fall. Usos, of course, reside over on Thursday Night SmackDown. Solo Sikoa, the other brother, all alone here on Monday Night Raw for a couple of months. That wasn't until he started calling upon some other wild Samoans, some of the most dangerous we've ever met. In Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and of course the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu. Sami Zayn does not give a damn, however, who opposes him. He wants the Intercontinental Championship just as bad as he wants to continue to put cracks in the Bloodline's armor. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have been stepping stones for this unit in recent months. Well, they have had about enough of it, we should say. Sami with Solo in the corner, just starting to unload here in your Monday Night Raw main event with fists, with strikes, and now a running boot right to the jawline of Solo. Sami now, middle rope. Solo Sikoa may be dazed and confused in the early moments. Springboard and a crossbody. Sami now trying to win the Intercontinental Championship in the early moments. Gonna take a lot more to keep Solo Sikoa down, and I think Sami Zayn knows that. Just trying to mess with the psyche of the street champ. Solo gets desperate. He may just make a mistake, and if Solo makes a mistake, Sami Zayn might be leaving Fresno the new Intercontinental Champion. Sami Zayn may need to wrestle the match of his life tonight against, again, what we believe is the most dangerous version of Solo Sikoa this industry has ever seen. Sami Zayn has just got to wrestle his style of matchup and not allow Solo to dictate the pace, or this is exactly what's going to happen. Pop-up, Samoan drop Sami Zayn. Still in this matchup with Solo Sikoa firmly in the driver's seat. Solo's best case scenario is to slow down Sami Zayn. Take this audience out of it. Take the wind out of the sails of the challenger and wrestle his style of matchup, which may be grounding and pounding the challenger. Slow down Sami Zayn, not allow him to rev up the engines, fly around this ring. That's going to be Solo's best case scenario to retaining his Intercontinental Championship tonight. Of course, if that doesn't work, he's got 3 insurance policies looming at ringside. Solo seems pretty confident at the moment, taking his time with the offense. One maneuver after another, not rushing into anything as he now whips Sami Zayn off into the ropes. A powerful elbow just takes Zayn off his feet. Saw Solo Sikoa slowly just become unglued, really frustrated with how the Judgment Day dominated the bloodline last summer and into the fall. A couple of failed attempts at winning the Intercontinental Championship last year really led to Solo Sikoa just snapping, becoming so dangerous and dominant. Remember the attack on Bronson Reed at the top of this year when he dove off the top rope and sent the big man through the announce table. Really was the beginning of Solo's route to winning the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Solo's only continued to get more aggressive ever since. But Sami Zayn does not give a damn how much we want to tout the accolades or the aggression of Solo Sikoa. He came to Fresno tonight to leave with very familiar gold. Off the exploder, now has Solo on the top rope and a shot that sends Solo to the outside right in front of his bloodline brethren. The champion on the outside. Sami gonna meet him there with a suicide dive to the outside. So Sami better watch his back. He's in bloodline territory. And Jacob Fatu now. Obviously not gonna put his hands on Solo. Doesn't want to risk getting thrown out of here, but gonna distract Sami Zayn and allow Solo to send him right into the post. Just when you think Sami Zayn, the challenger, had this matchup in the palm of his hands, there's Jacob Fatu giving a little bit of an assist to Solo Sikoa. Just as he did at Backlash in April in Lyon, France, helping Solo defeat Kevin Owens and retain the Intercontinental Championship on that night. Sami Zayn now muscled down the size once more. Solo, spinning Solo on Sami. But Sami Zayn's still alive, ever enthusiastic. Kick out that time. Solo Sikoa thought he had this matchup put away. And some great action tonight here on Monday Night Raw in the midst of the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, championship opportunities, and now the title, the Intercontinental title at that, headlining tonight's affairs. Sami Zayn might have survived that time, but he's far from thriving. Solo Sikoa continuing to mount the offense and pick Sami Zayn apart. It was a long and grueling tag team matchup, but Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were able to find a way to come out on top when they met Solo and Jacob Fatu a number of weeks ago. Whole different story here as it is one-on-one and the Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Now again, Solo just forcefully sending Zayn into the buckles and allowing the body to collapse. Solo's just enjoying this right now. Well, there's Sami Zayn. Emphatic shot right to the abdominal to clothesline. Takes Solo down, and now Zayn stomping away. Sami Zayn might have a last-ditch effort here. Maybe the spinning Solo and all the offense since is not going to be enough. Solo, once again, hoisted on top. Zayn's got something else in mind, however. Gonna forcefully bring Solo down with a superplex. Fresno on their feet. Sami Zayn, however, unfortunately unable to capitalize because once again the bloodline waving and screaming like a bunch of children trying to distract Sami Zayn. Solo trying to come from behind. Zayn expected it. Blue Thunder Bomb. Not over yet. Not over yet. dead center of the ring, goes for the pinfall off the exclamation point, but unfortunately Solo Sikoa able to survive the Blue Thunder. Zayn one step closer to winning the Intercontinental Championship here tonight, a title he has held in years past. Solo Sikoa sent to the outside. Zayn in hot pursuit. Down he goes off the high-risk maneuver. You know, it was last July that the numbers game of the Judgment Day outnumbered Sami Zayn and cost him the Intercontinental Championship. Well, Sami Zayn's not trying to repeat history, this time with the Bloodline. Swanton bomb, but Solo got out of the way. Just when you think that the tables had turned in this match, Solo says otherwise. Now Solo perched on top. Headbutt right to the heart. And Solo Sikoa is just growing to be a different kind of beast. Sami Zayn stops Solo dead in his tracks. He's got some gas left in that tank. Series of strikes takes the Intercontinental Champion off his feet again. And speaking of the word again, the Bloodline once again trying to distract Sami Zayn. Meanwhile, Solo's in the corner right now, or at least he was, prime target for a haluva kick. But Sami Zayn gets chopped down the sides. This is ridiculous. Referee Rod Zapata's got to step in and get the Bloodline the hell away from ringside. They shouldn't even been welcomed in the first place. Sami Zayn continuing to find windows, and the Bloodline's just slamming them shut. Solo now whips Sami Zayn off into the corner once more. Getting into some deep water, some championship rounds here in Fresno. Solo now set to the corner off the reversal. Sami Zayn could be wheeling up for a haluva kick. Zayn, you can't allow Tonga Loa or whoever the hell is the one waving and screaming at ringside to distract you. You had Solo in the spot, in the target. You just had to hit it. Oh, Sami Zayn again. Going after Sikoa. Sends him into the corner. Haluva kick to Solo Sikoa. To win the Intercontinental title in the face of the Bloodline. No! Solo Sikoa within inches of losing his grasp on the gold. 2.9, you can't get any closer than that. Solo Sikoa now sent to the outside, and Sami Zayn with a crossbody. Oh, and Zayn taking a shot at Jacob Fatu as well. Zayn, you don't want to fight this battle right here and now. Just focus on Solo. Meanwhile, the Bloodline trying to go after Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn surveying the scene. Sami, you got to focus on Solo right now. Tonga Loa to get the hell out of the ring. Jacob Fatu's trying to swipe at Zayn. Zayn's had enough of crossbody on Tama Tonga. Fatu trying to go after Zayn. Zayn fighting the Samoan werewolf. Zayn's fighting 4 different battles at the damn moment. Referee Rod Zapata should be doing something about this instead of letting Sami Zayn walk right into disaster. Nothing Kevin Owens can do. He gets involved. He's risking Sami Zayn getting disqualified and losing his shot at the Intercontinental Championship. It's as simple as that. Zayn sent over the top rope, and at this point, Solo may be satisfied with a count-out victory. Zayn back inside the ring, however, goes right at Solo Sikoa again. He's got Solo looking up at the lights. Zayn on top. Swanton bomb to the Intercontinental Champion. He's not done. He's going to the top again. Making a dose. And I think Zayn is going for the hat trick. Third Swanton, no. Solo Sikoa moved out of the way. And now Solo, Samoan Spike. into the cover, academic from here. Solo Sikoa retains the championship.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Intercontinental Champion, Solo Sikoa.
Sami Zayn fighting an undeniable uphill battle that no man can survive. Throwing haymakers with Jacob Fatu, trying to turn away the Tongans, all to walk right into the waiting arms of Solo Sikoa, who one way or another is leaving Fresno still your Intercontinental Champion. Well, we like it or not, Solo Sikoa has carved out a new piece of history for the Bloodline in recent months. He has reshaped the image of this group, rebuilt the foundation, and he sits at the helm. Solo Sikoa more dominant than ever. Another successful championship retention tonight. Live on Monday Night Raw from Fresno, Solo is leaving still the Intercontinental Champion.